What is up, leaders? This is gonna be a great one because I just love leadership. I love helping leaders take their next step and just to grow. And if you might consider yourself not a leader, keep watching because I really believe you are a leader. We're gonna be talking about 5 ways to lead yourself well. And I wanna start with the why, right? We talk about leadership and we often talk about the what. There's a brilliant guy named Simon Sinek who says start with why. Why? Because our whys motivate our whats. We want to be motivated to actually do the things, so let's start with the why. Why should we lead ourselves well? Because if you can't lead yourself well, you can't lead anybody else, right? Leadership starts with leading yourself. And so you want to be the best leader possible, practice leading yourself well. And people are going to just notice if you're telling them to do one thing and then you are living the exact opposite. You don't want that. As a leader, you want to influence people in such a positive way. They're watching what you're doing and they're just doing it. Where your actions and your words, they come together and you're leading people the best way possible. So here are my 5 ways to lead yourself well. Number 1, be disciplined. This is like the hardest one, but everything centers around it. You can't lead yourself well if you're not disciplined. Being disciplined actually means doing what you need to do when you're supposed to do it, even if you don't feel like it. That's crazy, right? That's so hard. What I think of is my alarm clock. I don't know if you're like me, but my favorite thing on my phone is the snooze button. I press it like 20 times a day. Be disciplined. Get up when your first alarm goes up. Don't press the snooze button. Get rid of the snooze button. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. Groeschel, one of my favorite leaders, he said one thing that helped him be disciplined was flossing his teeth every night because everything went off of that one discipline. If he can be disciplined in that every night, he can be disciplined in everything else. I think being disciplined is number 1. Number 2, leaders are learners. Leaders are learners. And I think you got a little bit of that in you because you're watching this video trying to learn. Oftentimes you hear it, leaders are readers, but I think we've moved past that. I read a ton. I love books. But I think there's so many other ways we can learn. We don't want to just keep it to reading only. You can read, listen to podcasts. Maybe you want to listen to the next episode of LeaderSwift. You can type that one in. Maybe learning for you is watching YouTube videos like this one. Or maybe it's just sitting down with somebody, having a cup of coffee and asking them questions. You know what learning does? It gives you humility. It says, I don't know everything, but I want to know something and I want to grow in some area. Leaders are learners. Learn. I'm going to drop some of my favorite book recommendations and podcast recommendations and YouTube channels below where you can learn some things that I'm learning. The third thing is work hard, play hard, and rest hard. And when we're talking about leadership, I think all 3 are so important, right? All 3 are. We're to work hard. I think God designed us to actually work hard. He gave that mandate to Adam in the garden, that he's to work. He's to labor. He's to get things done. You see, all through the Bible, people worked. Work is not a bad thing, especially when you're doing what you love. I'm so passionate to help people actually make money doing what they love. I think that's the best way to work. But work hard, play hard. Stop feeling bad for having fun. I think so many times in leadership, we feel bad. I felt bad that I played video games. I felt bad that I did this. I felt bad that I went to the mall or went to the beach or whatever you like to do. Stop feeling bad for having fun. Work hard, play hard, and the third one, rest hard. Rest hard. God shows us how important rest is. On the 7th day, he did what? He rested. You know what? God rested. Jesus rested. He had to get away from the crowds. He spent time all by himself. He even took naps on the boat. Naps are biblical. Stop feeling bad for working hard, for resting hard, and for playing hard, because all 3 are so important as human beings. It's okay to have fun, and it's okay to rest, and it is great and important to work. Do those 3 things. My 4th thing to help you lead yourself well is know yourself. It's hard to lead somebody you don't know. We actually use this term emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. And what that is how to actually know yourself. You can't lead somebody you don't know. So know yourself. Know what makes you tick. Have people in your life actually know you. Know what makes you tick. What makes you happy. What makes you sad. What your love languages are. What your Enneagram number is. I'm an 8. Wing 7, by the way. But know yourself. Be emotionally intelligent and be aware of things around you. It's awesome. And the 5th way to actually lead yourself well that I'm giving you is lead your calendar. Don't let your calendar lead you. What I do every Sunday night is I sit there with my wife and we walk through our calendars. This is what I have going on this week. I sit there and I map out from when I wake up to when I go to sleep every single day of the week. Because if I'm intentional with what I put on my calendar, everybody wins. My team wins, our ministry wins, everybody wins. When I'm being very intentional with what is on my calendar. What do I have time for this week? What do I not have time for this week? Open up a Google Calendar or your Apple Calendar and map out what you want your week to look like. Are you doing the things that are important to you? Do you have time that you can grow? Do you have time to rest? Do you have time to play? Do you have time to not just work in your ministry, but work on your ministry and plan and dream? All of these are so important. These are the 5 ways that I think you can change the way you lead yourself. All right, if this video helped you, go ahead and click subscribe. Go ahead and share it with a friend. Share it with your team that you lead. I really believe if we teach these principles now, lives will change for the better. Whatever you do the night before affects what you do the next day. So lead yourself well.